Hello, this is Darin Martineau here. And, in this video, I'm going to talk about some of my memories in magic, people I've learned magic with, and things like this. So I'm going to start with my mentor. This is my mentor, Alan Ackerman, and I met him at the Gary Darwin's Magic Club in Las Vegas when I was 15 years old. And he's one of the world's greatest card magicians. His mentor was Ed Marlowe. Okay, it's very incredible. Here he is on the cover of Mum magazine. Okay, so we're going to talk about Gary Darwin, because the Gary Darwin Magic Club, I started going to the Magic Club, like I said, when I was 15 years old. One of my first jobs was at the magic shop. It's called Las Vegas Magic Store Number 1, and I was 15 and a half, and I started going to the Magic Club at this time, and this was Gary Darwin's Magic Club. He's the oldest resident magician in Las Vegas, and he's really an incredible magician. He was really close friends with Lance Burton, and he did all kinds of magic, everything. He had like multi-million-dollar collection in his house, and on and on and on. So he was known as the king of the thumb tip, and he wrote many books on the thumb tip. So this is one of my mentors as well. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about the Las Vegas Magic Mafia. Okay, Las Vegas Magic Mafia was based on a book. The title was one of Alan's first books called Las Vegas Magic Mafia, and we named him Al Cardpone, which he later made a lecture note about. If you can find it, good luck. It's out of print. So it consisted of Alan Ackerman, myself. I don't have a picture of Joey Burton, but he was a protege of Jimmy Grippo. Jimmy Grippo used to come to the Magic Club very often, and I got to watch him do a lot of magic. So here's Jimmy Grippo, and there's many stories about him. So one of his proteges was Joey Burton, and then the owner of Houdini's Magic Shop that I worked for, which is Gino Minari. Okay, so the Las Vegas Magic Mafia Club was an inner club. What would happen was we had the every Wednesday night at the Magic Club, Gary Darwin's Magic Club, and then after that would end, we would have the Las Vegas the Las Vegas Magic Mafia Club, which was myself, Alan Ackerman, Joe Burton, who's a protege of Jimmy Grippo, like I said, a magician by the name of Kosi Pibopanwat, who has stuff in print with Alan. He's a great magician, a lot of gambling stuff, a lot of different things. He's a good creator. So it was myself, Alan, Joey, Kosi, and many others at the Magic Club. Okay, and we're going to talk about who those were. Another member of this is like a who's who in magic. So this is not to name drop. This is just, this is a part of my history that I want to tell you why I've been in magic my whole life since I was 9 years old. So a few years later, so one of my first magic mentors was Paul Picchio, and I don't have a picture of him, but that's before I met Alan Ackerman. And there's many people that influenced that I'm going to talk about because we're taking a trip down memory lane, right? So this is a picture of Lee Asher, and he's a friend of mine who we created a lot of magic together, and he was at UNLV at the time, and he would come to the Magic Club every week, and we would hang out, and we would create stuff. So one of the things that I created is called the Optical Aces, and he called it the Ambitious Explosion. And I gave that to him with permission to put in his video called the 5-Card Stud that Steve Fearson produced. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about another person that was part of the Magic Club that a lot of people don't know about, and his name was Cardine, and he passed away, but he was one of my mentors as well. He was a gentleman, an older gentleman who he was a student of Slidini, and he was a professional restaurant magician, and he looked like some kind of mobster the way he dressed. So I learned how to dress, and a part of the character of magic I learned from this man, a lot of things about magic. So his name is Cardine. Okay, so he's from the Gary Darwin's Magic Club. and he was a great magician. Unfortunately, he passed away um, several years ago. Next up, we have a big influence of mine through his products mainly is Jeff McBride. Jeff McBride, I want to highly recommend any of his products. He is absolutely one of the best stage magicians. Okay, incredible, just incredible. Okay, another person who is a magician and also a martial artist that I trained with. His name, and he was my best friend for many years. His name is John Montserrat, and he's a black belt in Ed Parker Kempo, and he taught me the entire system of the Ed Parker Kempo system. And we trained in his garage for many, many years. And so he was also a professional magician. He was a semi-professional magician and also a great martial artist. So he's one of my best friends. His name is John Montserrat. And he would go to the Magic Club, but not as much. Um, but I met him when I worked at the MGM, and he was a security guard at the MGM. And I met him through the magic scene and stuff. So another person that would show up in the Magic Club, many, many people, Gary Darwin would bring in lectures from all over the world. But a person I got to see when I was young, when I was about 15 and for a few years before he passed away, he was the entertainment director of the Showboat Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. His name was Johnny Paul. So here's a picture of Johnny Paul. I got to see him do his cards across and many of his routines, his famous cups and balls routine where the chop cup was created off of. And I could tell you many, many stories about these guys. Okay. Another big influence of mine was Jerry Andrus, who I met at the magic conventions, many magic conventions, and I bought most all of his books. And uh, he was a very kind man, and he's a very great magician. He taught me a lot of things, so he's one of my influences. I would say kind of like mentor, but not main mentor. But I love Jerry. Okay, the next one is going to be a guy that I used to hang out with a lot, and he was a magician. He was a professional magician at the Excalibur, and they would have the little shows upstairs, and I would kind of follow him around, and I would go to his house, and I would help him with his magic act. And I always wanted to be like him on stage, because that was at a time when I was developing as a young magician. But his name was Kevin Barnes, and he's still a professional magician out of Las Vegas, and he's really an incredible magician. A lot of people don't know him, but he's a top professional. Okay, next one we used to hang out with at the Magic Club, and we formed our own Magic Club, is with Mike Skinner, and I met him through my mentor Alan Ackerman. He's absolutely incredible. So I recommend, this is not to name drop, but this is to recommend like products and magicians to go and study if you haven't studied any of their work. Hopefully you have. And if you haven't, this will introduce you to a lot of different types of magic. When I was young, I also managed Lance Burton's magic shop, and I got to go backstage with Lance, and he showed me how to do the Cardini production and the Kikuchi fan production. And he's a very, very nice guy. So I got to hang out with him a few times, but not as much as some of these other people. But um, these are some of my influences in here as well. Um, Darin Martinez, um, also Paul Harris. Paul Harris is one of the proteges of Alan Ackerman as well. But I love Daryl and I miss him. I would hang out with him at magic conventions. And I want to mention the top three, which would be Daryl, John Carney, and Michael Amar. So these are some of the very best magicians in the world uh, if you're looking to study magic. So Michael Amar, he's really, really incredible. Okay, so another person that would hang out at the Magic Club would be Armando Lucero, and I got to teach him some magic. And he was also a magician that worked at the Excalibur, so he would do both. He would do stage magic there, but he's known for his close-up magic. But he's also a Long Beach mystic, so he has a long history within magic. So here's a video. So if you'd like to learn magic for free, click on the link, and I'll give you free video tutorials and uh, I'll get you my Master Magic course, which I'm building up with tons of incredible magic. Okay, so click on the link and put in your name and email, and I will send you my Master Magic course and several free videos and show you my system, okay, which is called the Master Magic University. So please like and subscribe. Thank you very much and have a magical day.